So this is your transverse section of the spinal cord vertebra. This is your vertebra. Like the central canal. This is your ventral root. This is your dorsal root, and this is your central canal. Somehow here it is your brain. Suppose this surface is hot. I'm touching this surface. It is there. It is a hot surface. Impulses will go immediately to the brain through the dendrites, which is present in our skin of the finger. So suppose this is your dendrite part. This will go like this. This is a myelinated neuron. So impulse will go fast. There are receptors. Which feels the heat. There are receptors which feels heat, and they will send message immediately to the brain. Okay? And they will use the dorsal root. This will use the dorsal root. Here message will come and it will go to the brain. Brain will analyze and it will send message to remove your finger. Message will come like this through the ventral root, and through here impulse will come here. Impulse will come and I will remove my finger. So this is your myelinated neuron, which carries the impulses by hopping, jumping of the impulse will go fast in this way. So what happens? See, in the spinal nerves are performing both the actions. The same nerve is carrying impulses to the brain, and the same nerve will bring impulses from brain to the organ. So here there is no division of sensory or motor. Single nerve will perform both the actions. Neurons are different. So see, if a organ senses something, it will send message like this. It will send message. They will use this root. This is your sensory neuron. This is your motor neuron. Sensory neuron because sense the impulses of the sense. They will use this root. This will go like this. Through this they will reach the brain and sends impulses to the brain. Brain analyzes that something is hot. It will again resends information. It will come like this, and this will come through this, and then in this root it will get the message. So same nerve, any nerve. You can take this nerve as nerve 1, 2, 3, 4, any spinal nerve. They will perform the dual function, the same root, the same nerve. But here sensory neurons will act differently. Here is a sensory neuron, and here is the motor neuron. This neuron is motor neuron, the neurons which will bring impulses from the brain to the organs, and the neurons which will carry the impulses to the brain via this this vertebra. Now see, here lies a curved structure. This is your dorsal root ganglia. Here lots of neurons are present. Which type of neuron? There is a unipolar neuron. Unipolar means they are having only one ends. Generally neurons are bipolar, means they are having the dendritic part, axonal part, like this. These are bipolar, but in this case lies the unipolar neuron. So how message will go forward? Like this. This is unipolar, only one axon arising from the cell body. This is your cell body, this is one. Now what happens? There will be branching of the fiber of the axon. There will be branching of fiber of the axon. Two fiber will arise. One will go to the organ, like this. One branch of the fiber will go to the organ. Here it is dendritic. Dendritic part. Okay. One branch will go to the organs, और ये जो branch है, this will bring the impulses to the axonal part. Then here one end will go here in the dorsal root. This one branch of the axon will carry the impulses from organ to the dorsal root ganglia, and from dorsal root ganglia this will go through the dorsal root up to the central canal and to the brain. This will go like this. Root is this. Now brain gets the impulses, analyzes what is happening, then again brain sends this impulse. This will go from here and like this. Here bipolar neuron are present. Bipolar neuron is present, here unipolar neuron. Here bipolar neuron is present, so there is no complication like that. So it will easily bring the message to the organs. Suppose this is your skeletal मसल में आ गया, जो भी उसका एक्शन है it will perform. Suppose that message is for autonomy, for heart, which is involuntary, which we can't control. So that type of message which is for heart, a different type, then they will stay here in a ganglia. There are different types of ganglia. Okay, autonomic nervous system. There is a different type of ganglia. The message will come and release here, and then decides which type of message it is. For example, in case of heart, for example, that message is to lower down the heart rate. Heart rate को अगर लो करना है तो फिर क्या होगा? फिर पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम एक्टिवेट होगा. अगर वो फास्ट करने के लिए है तो फिर sympathetic nervous system activate होगा, depending on the type of message and depending upon the type of ganglia. Ganglias are different for the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So in autonomic nervous system the message will come down and relay, and it will go to the particular ganglia to supply the message. But in the skeletal system, message will come and goes directly to the skeletal muscles, which is voluntary in nature. So we have seen for the organs, the message which goes to the brain through this spinal cord, they use the through this dorsal root ganglia. In dorsal root ganglia, there is unipolar neurons in which axon goes branching. They gives fibers through which the dendrites, the impulses goes through the dendrite to the dorsal root ganglia, and then it moves to the dorsal root and then goes to the brain, and brain analyzes that message, then it sending back to the muscles depending upon the type of muscle, which is voluntary, involuntary. If there is voluntary, goes easily to the skeletal muscle. If it is for the autonomic nervous system, then it will go sympathetic or parasympathetic sympathetic action according to that. So this is your anterior median fissure. Okay, and this is your, what is this? This is lies in the posterior side, so it is a posterior gray horn. We will call it, let's write it here. This is posterior gray horn. So if it is posterior gray horn, then this is your anterior gray horn. And what is this in between this? This part, this is your posterior, this is anterior, and this is, these bundles are your lateral gray horn. These are your lateral gray horn. Okay, this is your white matter, this is your gray matter. Now this is your posterior white column, or we can say this is your dorsal feniculum. Dorsal feniculum. You can simply say this is lies in the posterior part, so it is a posterior white column. This is the posterior white column, or your dorsal feniculus. Dorsal feniculus. So this is your ventral feniculus. And this your lateral feniculus. Now this is complete. And one more thing about this lateral, this one more thing, this is present only between L1 and L2. Means this will be present only between L1 to up to L2. Means यहाँ से यहाँ तक. From this portion, this lateral feniculus will be present, and it consists of the preganglionic motor neurons of sympathetic nervous system. So it is important. Okay, this will consist of preganglionic motor neuron of sympathetic nervous system. Now we have completed the anatomy part. Let's see the functions. Okay, I'm making another. This is your central canal. Now suppose I'm making this with the green pen. This is your dorsal gray horn. Dorsal gray horn. This will take the, this is your dorsal gray horn. Okay, first of all, naming. This is responsible for sensory neurons. Responsible for sensory neurons. Okay, now I'm drawing this with red. This is your ventral gray horn. This is responsible. It contains neurons for motor. So these are motor neurons. This will contain motor neurons. This is basically somatic in nature. So this is your functions. Now we know the cell bodies. These cell bodies in CNS is nucleus, important. And your axon bundles in CNS is tacts. So basically ganglia, if we say ganglia is a group of cell bodies in PNS, peripheral nervous system. Completed. Now this white matter, this will take the sense, this will send the sense to brain, and this will bring the signals from brain to the organs, so they will perform the mixed functions. So here all the spinal nerves are mixed in nature. Mixed means they will perform both sensory plus motor. Same spinal cord, there is no division, so there is abundant of white matters. If we see the cut section of the cervical, it's maximum, then इससे कम in thoracic, then उससे कम in lumbar, and उससे कम sacral, और उससे सबसे कम in coccygeal, and coccygeal has large amount of gray matter. Gray matter large amount means cell bodies are large, so they can they have to send less signals, plus they are giving more mass to this spinal cord, plus they are passing more senses to the brain, plus they are taking back the senses back to the organs. So white matter is maximum at the cervical, then thoracic we have discussed all, and we have also discussed the function, how they take the impulses from organ to the from the organ to the brain through this spinal cord. Spinal cord ends in L1 and L2, but nerves arise from this vertebral column, and vertebral column is like small bones over another. In between them lies the disc. This is called intervertebral disc. Intervertebral disc. Number of intervertebral discs are let's see. If we talk about C, T, L, S, C. So sacral and coccygeal, they don't have intervertebral disc. Only cervical, thoracic, lumbar, they contain 23. So we are studying spinal cord. In this series we have completed spinal cord, the length and the sections. And now if we take a cross section of this, any of the spinal cord, say thoracic, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral or coccygeal. So I have taken a cross section here, and this is the basic structure. If we take a, if we draw a cross section of the spinal cord. So now what are this shaded part? This shaded part is your gray matter. Gray matter, as we have discussed earlier, gray matter is the cell bodies. Cell bodies, they appear grayish in nature. We have already discussed cell bodies appear gray, axon appear white. We know the basic structure of this neuron. Suppose this is our neuron. This is the dendritic part. This is the dendritic. This is the axonal part. This is the dendritic part. This is the myelin sheet. We already know this. Myelin sheet, they are made up of fats. So myelin sheet, they appear light in color. So this is your axon, and this is your cell body, and this part is your axon. So this part is your, which appear white, and this part will appear gray. So this is your gray, means this is your collection of cell bodies, and this is the collection of axon. Clear? Up to here we have already discussed. Now we are studying here the cross anatomy of the, we take a section of this spinal cord. So what is this line? This line which I have drawn here, this line has some name. This is your posterior median sulcus. Clear? Now what is this part? This is your ventral or anterior